Ouch. Now and then there comes a suggested topic that seems impossible to write about or explain, but if one just lets the mind roam, it may find a crevice or a pocket with something worthwhile crammed in, covered up and forgotten about. It could be like that little storage space beneath our enclosed cellar stairs, where we shoved all the valuable things that we couldn't bring ourselves to throw out when we had to clear out the clutter sometime in the past. The small items had to go in first to fit under that step. What was that profound saying from the past? The best things come in small packages. So, if that holds true, the valuable and worthwhile memories of our past are probably under the bottom step. Now that seems upside down to me. If an ouch is big enough to write or tell about, it would have to be in the front part of the storage area under the higher steps. So there I am, like so many times in my life, when I am looking for something and I'm looking in the wrong place. Maybe what I am looking for is even larger than what fits in the large space under the stairs, or I have no crevice big enough for it to fit into. Finally, I do find my biggest ouch. I have to admit that I was trying not to think about it nor bring it up. An ouch that is mean, hurtful, cutting, long-lasting, and life-changing. It's an ouch I've carried with me a big part of my life, though it was not one that caused physical pain. I realize now ouches can occur physically or emotionally. The physical ouch may be instantaneous and powerfully painful, but then after a short period of time, it heals. Emotional ouches can work in a very different way. They can start out slowly, mildly, and then build into something unthinkable and impossible to understand and accept. But there it is. You don't know what to do with it, but you must go on. How? When my wife walked out of my life, I realized there were painful experiences building for 6 years. I was praying, attempting counseling, waiting and hoping for it to get better. But no, it can't come to this. December 2, 1982, 11:30 p.m., my wife finally said, I just have to be with him. After 28 years of marriage, she took her toothbrush and her hairbrush and left. I had 5 children married out of the house. I still had 5 at home. They would get up for school in the morning and there would not be a mother there. Most of them wouldn't know because they would be out of the house before she normally got up. They wouldn't know until they got home from school. After my initial shock, my concern did focus more on the children than myself. What trauma will this cause to each of them? How will they react? Will they act out? I had better let the school and their teachers know. The youngest are 6th, 7th, and 9th grades, aware. I visited with the principal the next day, so she and their teachers would be aware what was happening. I called a friend, St. Sister Chris, who had her degree in counseling from Creighton University. And she responded immediately. She was at our house that evening at 6:30. That was just the first day. Ouch. The children had to deal with the fact their mother walked out, not only on me, but they felt she walked out on them. We dealt with anger and emotional hurt beyond what I can explain here. This event certainly is causing turmoil in the house and family because everything is changing. No supper prepared, no cleaning done, no laundry. The children and I have to face the challenge of planning and preparing meals, shopping for groceries, eventually shopping for clothes. Probably the 3 teenage girls had the biggest adjustment. their father taking them shopping for prom dress, shoes, etc., haircuts. I could go on in great detail of how we worked together, planned shared responsibilities, and coped as we grew together through the shock and pain with guidance from Sister Chris. An emotional ouch, far more than just a physical hurt to one person, but a hurt for the whole family, all 6 of us, each person in different degrees and ways I will never be able to fully know. Can an emotional hurt ever completely heal or be forgotten? We do move on, taking one step, then the next. It takes time, and time has a way of softening hurts, and we go on with our lives. Bernie Stremlau. A happy day. I have bunches of happy days, and then bunches of bunches strung together. Several of the more memorable ones are my 65th birthday and retirement party. Evelyn planned a big celebration with all the children home, except one, close neighbors and friends, 96 in all. It was for a barbecue picnic in our backyard. Then my 80th birthday party for just the family, renting the caboose cabins at Two Rivers State Park, the campsites for those with trailers, a 2-day event, and for some who stayed an extra day like those with motorhomes from San Diego and Denver, it was 3 days. But the most exciting, memorable, and important was my marriage to Evelyn. I was divorced and single after 28 years of marriage. The first 20 years were reasonably happy, and the first 15 of those produced 10 children. Then, on the Sea of Love, the water turned very choppy, where sailing was rough and then impossible, ending the marriage in 1982. Where sailing was rough, wow, I met Evelyn a couple years later, and I found a real connection. She was beautiful, wise, and understanding, and we fell in love. But at age 51, and 5 children still living at home, who would marry me? How could I trust someone enough to even step into a marriage with us? Who would do that? And if they would, what are the chances they could? All her co-workers and friends told her, no, no, no. She said yes. It was a happy day when Evelyn said, I do. Can you imagine the hope and fear we shared making that commitment? And we could not have imagined the struggles she would be taking on the role of stepmother and to sons aged 13 and 20 and teenage daughters, 3 of them. We had kids in grade school, junior high, high school, and college, in addition to the 5 that were already married. Have you ever had 3 teenage daughters with personalities from one extreme to the other, who are hurt and angry after their mother left them? The children and I learned and established our routines and household responsibilities, and were doing okay. We had our own way of doing things, and then a woman comes into the house, and she had her ways. Now, more changes in their lives than mine. It seemed like anything Evelyn did differently than we did, they took as meaning that we were doing it the wrong way, or not good enough. Little things like what end you start loading the dishwasher. Ridiculous. The waters were rough again for a year or 2. However, Acceptance and forgiveness came from both sides. The waters calmed. The kids matured, and her heart and arms reached out, loved and hugged, changing the atmosphere in the home. She has been a living example to me of kindness, mercy, forgiveness, love, and commitment, and it has paid off. My girls hold a special place in their hearts for Evelyn because of her and what she is and how happy she has made me. The 3 older daughters, 2 sons were already married at the time of our marriage. By Evelyn's example and initiation, they all accept her and get along well. Who do the girls call about a recipe or a cooking question? What to serve or how to set up for a party they're having? Just about anything they call Evelyn. My sons are about the same, but I don't think boys are ever as close to as girls are to mothers. Together, we have all become a family. I have noticed through my life that many times we pass through trouble and pain before the good part comes. Now that I am retired, every day I linger in the pool of calm water in the sunshine and soft breezes because of the person I am sailing with on this sea of life. My day is a happy day. I look at her every morning and every night and realize I have all that I ever hoped for and prayed for, and I thank God for the prayers He answered and the blessings He bestowed. A happy day, February 16, 1985, and a happy, happy day yet today. Bernie Stremlaw. This is a short story I wrote 4.5 years after Evelyn died, called Angel Dust. An angel came from heaven, her name Evelyn. We met and married in midlife. She led and inspired me the rest of her life. She was example of forgiveness, compassion, kindness, and love. In my writing and in my life, much of what I became was with Evelyn at my side, or because of her after she died. And unto dust thou shalt return. When an angel from earth dies, wouldn't that dust be angel dust? Ideas, thoughts, and memories, I believe, come to me from angel dust, scattered in my life by the angel sent from above. Angel dust, though never seen, is effective just the same, put there quietly in our mind. Evelyn, you're welcome anytime. Come, please, and spread angel dust for we and our kind.